Hey guys, this is Shan and welcome to my channel, Shanimation. This is my first ever animated storytelling video, so I hope you enjoy it. This is a true crime story briefly explained about Dee Dee Blanchard and Gypsy Rose Blanchard. For the longest time, Gypsy Rose Blanchard lived a life with so many medical conditions you can ever think of, like sleep apnea, chromosomal disorder, seizures, cancer, etc., etc. And these symptoms started showing when she was as young as 3 months old. This is according to her dad, which her mother told him. She even used to use feeding tube and heart monitoring devices because her mother basically told everyone that Gypsy drooled too much and couldn't breathe or eat through her mouth. She had to go through multiple surgeries despite doctors telling her mom that Gypsy didn't need them. I guess after a lot of convincing, the doctors eventually caved, because why would a mother lie about such serious things? When Gypsy was around 7 or 8, she had a small motorcycle accident and she suffered from not more than an abrasion to her knee. Her mom freaked out and was convinced she needed several surgeries to treat properly. That was probably the last time people around Gypsy ever saw her walk, and she was wheelchair bound. Gypsy's dad, Rod Blanchard, was about 17 years old when he married 24 years old Claudine Ann Petrie, aka Didi Blanchard, right after they conceived Gypsy. Since he was so young, he didn't want to be married at that time, but was willing to take full responsibility of Gypsy, especially since her mother convinced everyone that Gypsy was ill. Even after Rod remarried, he would still send money for Gypsy. Due to her severe illness, Gypsy had to stop going to school, and her mother started homeschooling her. This is probably when her mother slowly started to separate her from everyone. They started moving away from their families, slowly cutting off connections. They even moved completely to a different state since their apartment got destroyed by the Hurricane Katrina in August 2005. Gypsy was honored by the Ole Foundation, which advocates for the rights of feeding tube recipients, as its 2007 Child of the Year. In 2008, Habitat for Humanity built them a house with a wheelchair ramp and hot tub. Their story of a single mother with a severely disabled daughter caught the local media's attention, and the community would help the single mother, who at that time used to be known as Claudina Blanchard, and then slowly changed her name to Didi, that we now know her as. Their story reached thousands of people over time, and all the fame and glory caught some charitable contributors' eyes. They would occasionally stay over at Ronald McDonald's house during her medical appointments, free flights to see doctors in Kansas City, trips to Disney World, backstage passes to Miranda Lambert's concerts through a Make-A-Wish Foundation, and many more. After moving away, Gypsy's dad would still come and visit, but as Gypsy started growing old, her mom would slowly cut them completely off from Gypsy, giving him all sorts of excuses every time he called. Didi was so manipulative that even after several doctors told her that her daughter did not show any symptoms of any illness whatsoever, she would insist that her daughter suffers from multiple illness. And if a doctor gets suspicious, she would just change the doctors. Some doctors have even asked her about Gypsy's full medical records, but Didi would just say all the records were destroyed during Hurricane Katrina. Didi would tell everyone that she has a mind of a child and that she cannot make decisions on her own. Didi also kept changing Gypsy's age, telling people she was born in 1995, where in fact she was born in 1991. Didi has been breaking the laws many times throughout her life. She's been to jail for stealing. Her siblings has claimed she would forge checks in her dead mom's name. And later on, she would go on to write false prescriptions to purchase certain drugs. which she would feed to her daughter. Over the years, Gypsy was being abused by her mom, and I don't mean by random drugs that her mom has been feeding her for reasons that didn't exist. She used to get beaten up or chained to the bed if she didn't listen to her mom. Her mom basically kept her away from everyone, and even if someone starts getting close to her, her mom would just make her think that the other person was not really her friend. Over time, as Gypsy grew older, she figured out that she could actually walk and didn't need a wheelchair. And she slowly started questioning whether any of her illness are actually true. She would sneakily use her mom's laptop or phone to go on a dating site and talk to other guys. That's where she found her boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn, aka Nick. She wanted to make her relationship official, but she wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend. So she made a plan to make her mom and Nick meet at a movie without her mom's knowledge. But the plan backfired because when he came up to talk, her mom found him creepy and shady, just did not like him at all. I guess after going through all this mental and physical torture, she finally got fed up and probably thought there's no other way out. It's either her living her whole life like this and letting her mom eventually kill her, or she takes the matter in her own hands. She tried to find ways to kill her mom, but she then realizes that she can't bring herself to kill her own mom. She asks Nick for help and he agrees. She basically sets everything up for Nick for the murder, even the knife he stabbed her with. When the time came, Didi was sleeping on her belly and Gypsy handed Nick the knife and told him where to go and what to do, while she locked herself in the bathroom so that she doesn't have to see or hear her mom scream. After the murder, they went to the motel where Nick was staying, and from there they left for Wisconsin. Wisconsin is where Nick is from. At this point, Gypsy was feeling guilty and wanted her mom to be found. So she posted profanity about her mom and herself on their joint social media account so that someone would suspect a hacking and check on them. It didn't take long for the police to figure out that it was actually her and Nick who committed the murder. After their confession, they had to go to trial together, but later on they had separate trials because Nicholas Godejohn was accused of first-degree murder, where Gypsy Blanchard was accused of second-degree murder. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was sentenced to 10 years behind the bars. She will be released on 2024, whereas Nicholas Godejohn was sentenced for life in prison. As of now, Gypsy claims to be happy and feels free behind the bars than she felt with her mom. And she seems to be engaged with Nicholas Godejohn right now. I'm not sure about that. And that's all about Didi Blanchard and Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Thank you so much for listening till now. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future videos. And please comment below which true crime or real supernatural stories you would like me to do next. Thank you.